Welcome, everyone. We learned Leila Nishmas, Rivka Miro, Bas Yehuda David, and we're responsible for the Fisher family, Leila Nishmas, Basi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avraham Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, Leila Nishmas, David ben Chaim, Lefu Shalema, for Yomis ben Chayeser, Yaakov ben Bas Yaleh, for the Schus of Avraham ben Yom ben Shema Malk Yudis and family, by Yo Kugman and family, Lefu Shalema, for Mishna ben Esther Fradel, Rivka Bashir Aleh, Dvar Basha Shabina, and Meir ben Chayeser. They should have a Refu Shalema, B'Seich Shachar Yisrael. We are holding at Mishna Ches in the first parak of Idiyos. Karshine Truma, vetch of Truma. Now this is an animal food, this is not human food. And as such, the question is, do you need Netilas Yadayim on your hands when you handle it when it is Truma? So Beis Shammai says, Shairin, if you're soaking them, or B'shafin, or you're rubbing it against your hand, either actions is not showing that you're doing it directly for the animal. So if you're first soaking it in water, even though you're soaking it for animal food, or you're rubbing it against your hand to use, as a cleanser on your hand, that you have to do betara. You have to wash your hands first, because stam yadayim shniya saying. Umachilan betuma. But if you're feeding it straight to the animal, then you don't have to wash your hand, you could do it betuma. Beis Hillel says a little differently. He says, Shairin, if you're soaking it in water, so the water already is machshirit l'kabel toma, so you have one step closer, it's machshir l'kabel toma, and you're yadayim ashniyas, so then you should do it betara, you should do netilas yadayim. V'shafin, but if you're rubbing it when it's dry on your hands as a cleanser, or machilin, or you feed it straight to the animal, that could be done betuma. Shammai says, as long as you're feeding it to the animal when it's dry, you don't need netilas yadayim. Ye'achlu tzared. The animals could be fed when it's dry. And that means that even if you're going to soak it beforehand, but if it dries up and you're feeding it to the animals dry, so then you don't have to wash your hands. Rabbi Akiva says it's animal food, kol ma'aseh betuma, you never have to wash your hand. Whatever you're doing with it, it could be done with yadayim tameis, because it's animal food. As is the nature of Masechtas Idiyos, we go from subject to subject. It's a walk through Shas. So the next discussion is, we know that Ma'aser Sheni, in the first, second, fourth, and fifth year of the Shemitah cycle, after separating Ma'aser Rishon, we separate Ma'aser Sheni. The Ma'aser Sheni has to be taken up to Yerushalayim. Obviously, if you have a lot of bushels, you're not going to take the bushels up to Yerushalayim. You're going to redeem them with money, v'tzarta kesef biyadecha, and you take the money. Now, the problem is if you have a lot of copper, you don't want to schlep a lot of copper, and we're talking about a lot of prutas. There's 768 prutas in the cellar. So if you redeemed it onto copper, you're going to want to now transfer that copper onto a cellar. So instead of schlepping up 768 prutas, you're going to want to take up one cellar. So pirate seller mimois Ma'aser Sheni. If somebody is exchanging for money of Ma'aser Sheni prutas onto a cellar, Beis Shammai you could take the 768 prutas and exchange it all onto a cellar. No problem. Beis Hillel says it is a problem. Because if everybody is going to bring up silver, then when they get to Yerushalayim, they're going to need to exchange the money into copper in order to have change. And there's going to be a run on copper, and then the price of copper is going to rise. So in order that shouldn't happen, Beis Hillel says we allow you to put b'shekel kesef, we allow you to put, a shekel is a half a selah. So we allow you to put 384 prutas on a shekel, and ubeshekel mais, and you should take up 384 prutas. And that way there'll be copper in Yerushalayim. Now, let's say you have not enough prutas and not enough food to fill up a cellar. So Rabbi Meir is of the opinion you could mix and match. Excuse me, Meir holds you can't mix and match. Rabbi Meir, you can't take, let's say you want to take 384 prutas and half a cellar's worth of food and redeem it onto the cellar. You can't do that. You can't mix and match. The Chachamim allow you to do that if you don't have a choice, if you don't have enough. You could take a half a cellar's worth of food and a half a cellar's worth of copper and be mechalel it onto one cellar. Rabbi, I just want to let you know that Daf Yomi tonight is at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, we finish the 10th parak of Sanhedrin and start parak Chelik. That means that we're starting a journey of 25 blot of Agadah Gemara. It's really a journey. It's really something where even if you're not a regular member of the daf, you want to consider coming to. Not only do you want to consider coming, I would recommend buying these two very fascinating svarim to buy. One is an Art Scroll published an Ayin Yaakov, a special Ayin Yaakov, just on Perek Chelik. So that's in English, that's available. And the second thing is that there's a 2-volume set from Rav Miller on Perek Chelik in English, which I haven't learned it yet. I'm going to try to get it. It has to be unbelievably fascinating. You have Rav Miller teach how to learn Agadah. So that's available. We're available here, so come and enjoy. That starts tomorrow night. Chanani ben Akasha Amaratza Kadosh Baruch Hu L'Zakay says Yisrael Lefi Gechir B'Lem Torah Mitzvos Shenemar Yinay Chafetz Man